Welcome to Your OC Sucks, the weekly podcast where we review and critique the best and the worst fan-created original characters from the My Little Pony Fandom. This show is unscripted and unfiltered, so moderate language will be used. As well, this show can be a little heavy on the critique at times. That being said, if you are easily offended, don't watch. If not, feel free to join us for this week's show. This is episode 66 for June 19th, 2015. This week, we take a look at Pegasus OCs, some that make us feel like we're flying high on a cloud in the sky, and some that we question if the creator was high when they made the OCs. My name is Modified Thunderbirds. I'm the host and show manager. I am joined by
Commander Sparkle, Assistant Project Manager.
Medi Bobo, I'm in charge of gathering questions and viewer interaction.
And I'm Smooth Sailing, and I'm the editor.
Like I said, this week is going to be Pegasus OCs, so we're going to get into that in just a moment. But first, like we always do, let's look at some fan art.
Fan art?
Fan art!
Ah!
I know what I'm going to talk about first. Thank you, all you lovely fans who are coming out to that Medi Bobo's Bloodborne stream. You missed the great moments such as Mummified calling me mid-call. Mid-stream. And interrupting my stream.
Yeah, that was fun.
Hey, what you doing? I'm streaming. And he's in the comment, or he's in the stream.
Yeah? Alright, I didn't know. So what's the deal with Bloodborne?
But, also, that's the same stream Poke Thunder decided to make me a bunch of fan art for. Yeah, they made a bunch of fan art, but a lot of it was stream-related, like Medi Potter and Summon Pantsless. Also, speaking of stream-related pictures, I got another one as well from Kitty Frog 217, and it's from my Resident Evil 4 streams. And this is when I had survived with barely any health running through the fucking dog maze. And man, that was a fucking nightmare.
Was it a maze made out of dogs, or was it a maze that had dogs in it?
A hedge maze with dogs in it that turned into giant dogs that hurt me.
Well, that's lame.
Actually, he was inside a dog that had a lot of mazes in it.
Oh, okay. He was just eating a lot of corn. Anyway, Rosie Posie decided to make a OC based off our show's logo, and it is quite lovely.
Yeah, it's cute.
Freaking adorable. 5 men join their powers and come together to become this cute pink and white female.
Yes.
What do you think her personality would be?
I
want to get to know her all
together.
together.
Judgmental.
Yeah, never mind.
She has split personality disorder.
Wait a second, no, let's not. Let's
she
not.
has split personality disorder, and she just acts like us on random days.
Well, knowing all of us, she's probably like...
Fucking insane.
Probably a bitch.
Since there are 5 of us, the weekdays, each of us has a weekday. I call Tuesday.
damn it.
And then and the weekends are, whatever the hell.
I call Friday.
No, Smooth. You almost got that right. They are hell.
Also, hey, Mummified, Ivy Tea Leaf?
Yeah. Ivy tea leaf. Ivy leaf tea. Why? I don't know why I was reading that backwards, but it's a thing. Maybe it's because tea leaf is so easy. Hannah made a lovely piece for us. She made a piece of artwork hugging all of us, and Soren sniffling in the corner. But oh my god, he gets a hug too.
Yes.
Super big ass hug. That like.
And Rosie Posie also made another piece, the happy 1K or 10K.
10K.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we hit 10K this last week.
Oh yeah, we did.
Oh,
That was
yeah,
a thing that we did.
Soren also got his own animal form from Ivy Leaf Tea, Mummified.
Ha.
And he's a fox.
And we got this adorable piece by Kitten Dream 15 of us all just falling, and then Smooth's just like, lol, I got wings.
Nice.
Sucks to suck, guys. I can fly. Also, that cutie patootie little smoothie. I don't look insane at all.
I'm gonna kill you.
I'm gonna kill you.
Can I just say I absolutely love looks like that, especially on me.
It's because he's actually insane. Clinically.
I'm not.
That's
I'm
what
not.
they. That's what they
The
all
Cutie
say.
Patootie Commander.
Also, again with the fucking line paper, you motherfuckers! Everyone.
I don't see what's wrong.
Why?
It's just accurate.
Yeah.
Why?
Seriously.
I haven't drawn on line paper in like 2
Do
years.
it once, Commander. It's too late.
It's line paper, not even once.
Can I just say that I hadn't seen the bobblehead piece like up close, and God, I fucking
Yeah.
love my expression in
It's fucking cute as shit. You're just so grumpy.
It looks like I'm trying to I'm trying to force myself to smile, but I'm like, nah, fuck that.
I'm confused, I think.
I know you look like you're angry, but you can't help but be adorable.
And
you're,
of
you're
course,
the only one.
I am the toppest of cute.
I don't know. Soren's pretty
None-
cute in this
Yeah,
picture.
Soren's pretty
Soren's-
damn
Okay,
cute.
maybe Soren.
Mummified,
It-
yours is very conflicting on the cute element, and the I don't know if I want to take that that dog home. He looks like he has rabies.
Yeah, you kind of look like a pug almost. Which take that as an insult or a compliment, depending on how much you like pugs.
I don't like pugs at all.
Okay, sweet.
Fun. Anyway, so that is fan art. We are now moving on and soaring right along to the OCs that we brought to this episode this week, I guess. I don't know. Anyway,
Oh my god.
rolling the die of fate. It rolled a 2, so Mr. Oh my god gets to go first.
Oh god, here, give me a second. I gotta close out some tabs.
Some chabs. I thought you only.
Jokey fucking Loki.
Oh, she's a Scorpio.
Oh, we're not going to get along.
Anyways, other than Mobify being a loser, so the OC that I brought this week is Golden Shield by none other than Rosie Posie. So just before I get into this OC, she lives in sort of a Victorian era Equestria and is kind of steampunky. I'm not sure if it's meant to be an alternate universe or what, but I'm just gonna take it as, since it's a totally different era, it can be whatever it wants for within reason. Her occupation is being sort of like a guardian of her hometown, or helping protect ponies, and that's also her talent, is protecting. She's single, but I don't know if you'd want. But anyways, her personality is that she is very protective and is serious and stern. Though she sometimes very much longs for friends who would sort of treat her like just a normal pony she could goof off, have fun with, but due to the fact that she's, a guardian, sometimes ponies don't really feel like they can be at ease quite like that with her. She's very committed to her job, which is probably is a reason for that, and is happy that she's able to keep everyone in her town safe. Like I said, she's a resident of Baltimore, but sort of like a Victorian kind of different era, and that's also where she's from. She is a bit bossy, skeptical, arrogant, quiet, afraid of failure, and a neat freak. She likes gold, cider, flying, and nighttime. Dislikes failing, which being afraid of failure and disliking failing, that makes sense. And seeing others being hurt, and her cutie mark, if you can't quite see it, is it's a sort of golden shield with wings. There's not too much real background information, but there is stuff for the cutie mark story, so I'll get through that as quick as I can. So her father was also a guardian of Baltimore, until there was a big mishap thing where there's a bunch of criminals who were trying to loot the village, because apparently Baltimore was a village at the time. I'm not sure if that's just word choice or whatever. That caused him got some damage on his wings, which then they were pretty much unable to properly work from then on. And being the oldest in her family, Golden Shield took the role of becoming a guardian of the village or city or town or whatever, and kept working really hard and training to try and take over the position that her father was sort of screwed out of. And then one night when she was sort of watching over the town, she saw there was in the market area there was some unicorn going around sneaky, stealing some stuff, trying to scavenge from there, and she's spraying into action, fought the unicorn off and was ha, suck it, and got the bag and scared off the unicorn. Then she returned all of the items to the different merchants, most of which was food, and then there was also this pair of goggles in her bag, which when she went to give it back to the merchant who sold them, he told her that due to to thank her for the fact that she was being brave and kind and stuff, gave her the goggles as a sort of thank you, and that's when she earned her cutie mark, and she was like, yeah, this is definitely what I'm gonna do, and those are the goggles that she has in the picture. So, now that I'm a little bit winded, how do you guys feel so far about story and stuff?
I like it. It's kind of that tough pony vibe I'm getting from it, with like morally just
Protecting ponies and stuff. And I think that the story, or the Cutie Mark story, I think it justifies a lot of the things, and I can see her having those sort of character traits that she has based on that.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to have more story just to sort of flesh out the character, but I know that Rosie Posie makes a lot of OCs, so there's not always the time for that.
Well, that's not necessarily right, or whatever. Having a character and taking the time to properly flesh out the character is always a good thing. So if you can,
Well, yeah.
make the time to maybe...
Yeah, I mean, well, it's more for just like an additional. Like, I can get a lot of this stuff out of even just the picture alone. I can get a lot out of the kind of character that this person is.
Yeah, it's it's a baseline. It's hey, this is like the core stuff behind this character.
She also looks really angry for some reason.
Because she's looking out to do justice.
She is super cute, and I really like a lot of the colors, because I think that for this pony, Rosie Posie took a lot of these sort of darker, not normally MLP kind of colors, and put them into a character, and I think made them work pretty well. Except for those green eyes. Those are pretty normal MLP, and they stick out, and I love them.
Yeah. I don't think I changed the eyes at all. I think they're quite perfect. Well, maybe not perfect, but they're really good. What up? What's wrong, Smooth?
On a scale of hypocrisy, I feel about that 46% right there. Don't like the green. At all.
Yeah. What would you suggest?
I don't know. Something more in the style of the other colors. I don't know why. Because I know, I've said, oh, well, these things here are more dull colors, and then have the eyes just pop, like, whoa! I don't like it here, and I don't know why.
Other than the eyes, I think most of the color choices that have been made in this character are really good.
Yes.
Like,
Definitely.
the hair is super strong in this character, but I think they make up for it by the fact that the coat color is very light.
Yeah, no, I definitely like the color choices, and it's sort of like, I think they also fit with the fact that this is sort of an MLP steampunk-esque kind of thing, and those are sort of, if you could have like a steampunky kind of color palette, I think that it's done in this style pretty well.
It's almost generic steampunk color palette.
Yeah. But I think I don't. It doesn't feel as generic as it would normally. I don't know.
I kind of get the generic, and I'm not even a gigantic steampunk person. Like, I don't even see it all that often, but I just get that, and I'm like, I like those colors. It just feels a little always there, I guess.
Thinking about those,
not that that's really bad, I suppose.
Yeah.
I like the fact that this character is not necessarily over the top with its steampunk, though. It's very,
it's pretty,
like you said,
pretty benign.
And even in the description, it even fits it, because you said that she lives in a Victorian Baltimore. Well, it said it's like a steampunk, but it's not actually steampunk. So it's like, okay, so doing the god-awful, like, overuse of gears and shit and stupid fucking crap attached to it for no apparent reason just seems dumb at this point, because it's not over-the-top steampunk, and it's very still, this still feels like it could be real.
Thinking about the colors again, with that, like, what would you call that sort of, like, dark red and whatever color, I don't know what the specific name.
It almost looks like an orange-ish.
Yeah, burnt orange or something.
Yeah, maybe like
whatever.
burnt amber.
whatever color that is.
Like a pepper.
That's probably the only color I have any like problem with, and that's just because specifically with the outline that Rosie Posie used here,
Black.
it just sort of it is black, but it's not like a black. I like the outline everywhere else, but I specifically noticed it when looking at the sort of booty things, and like my eyes can't properly, like it doesn't settle properly, like how, like, because it's just the darkness levels between them. I can't tell even. I feel like honestly the darkness of the fill is a little bit more, or it's more dark than the outline, and it gives a little weird.
I thought you were talking about the orange in the mane and tail. You were talking about the red of the booties. Yeah, I get that as well.
Yeah, and that's the only color that I really have a problem with.
It seems as though its level of saturation and actual level of darkness is a little too out of proportion in comparison to everything else, and it doesn't fit well with the generality of the outline.
Yeah, and I sort of notice it in other places where the color is too, but the boots are definitely the most noticeable in my opinion. This pony is super cute. I really liked her. That one color is the only one I personally would worry about with. Smooth, he said that look at the eyes, but I really like the mane and tail style. Didn't really mention that. I think they stylistically, it's not something I see all the time, but it's super cute, and I love it, and it's adorable. So also probably tsundere.
All right, sweet. So, moving on to the next person. I rolled a 4, so that means it's time for Smooth to tell us about his good OC. So, Smooth, why don't you tell us all about your Pegasus this week?
This is Strawberry Fields. Her special talent is tending to the weather for other people's fields and orchards to help them grow. And she is a weather pony. Somewhat of a typical farm kind of pony, except for the fact that she's a Pegasus, I suppose, is oddly enough a giant twist on that. She grew up farming, very young age. Her mother taught her to always, a hard day's work will do more to serve y'all than any mount o' money. It started out so good, and then at the end, my poor need for sentences that work correctly.
My poor need for never to hear.
She is from the bayou.
Yeah, she is from the bayous of New Horselines. Because of that, she loves orchards and fields and loves caring for them. She kind of cares about them more than she cares about other ponies. She basically has this set group of specific fields and orchards that she has clients of and waters those specific fields, and she's like a gardener for those specific fields and keeps them in check and everything, which most of the people are all like, yeah, that's cool. And well, some of them are like, get the hell off my lawn. The hell off my lawn. But mainly she just loves caring for trees and orchards and farms.
Sounds good. I like it. We don't get a lot of bayou or southern sort of ponies, and that's really cool that this one is, and it is super fun. I like it.
When she was really young, her parents were mainly the ones doing the farming, obviously. Like, they had mushrooms, carrots, potatoes, but they also had one specific strawberry bush that was planted for her on her 8th birthday, and that she said that their parents told her that she had to be the one to take care of it. So she did. She took full responsibility tending to it through all that time and all those months of looking after it. And after all that hard work and all that time, the berries grew. She looked out, and on that first spring when the strawberry bush bloomed and gave fruit, that was the day she got her cutie mark.
Pretty unambiguous about it. It's like, hey, this thing, boom, it happened.
I like it.
Cutie mark.
It's kind of like most stories about cutie marks and whatnot. It's like, yep, this is how it happened.
Which, I mean, I think that it makes a lot of sense, especially if you're doing something like, if you're relating to, like, farming. I mean, sometimes, like, Applejack, she has, like, a crisis of identity or something like that.
Simpler cutie mark stories are okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have no qualms.
I like it. She is very sincere, honest, blunt, to the point, doesn't beat around the bush. Other than that, she has some people who she's on good terms with, but she doesn't have a lot of actual friends, more of acquaintances. She's mainly great friends with those who would actually accept her for everything that she is, quirks and all. And that is Strawberry Fields.
I like your OC you brought in today, Smooth. It is great.
What is with the cutie mark exactly? Is it supposed to be like a strawberry with the sweat over, like sweating, like working a field?
No, it's the water, because she's a weather pony, and she's more of the Pegasus weather pony aspect of farming, of keeping the fields with rain.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about that.
It's definitely a thing that hasn't been looked at by, like, anyone ever. So I like its originality.
I like its originality, but and I'm only gonna say that I just the cutie mark itself. I love
it. It's way too detailed. I love it.
It looks great. The biggest problem is that strawberries are just inherently kind of like complex with all those dots, and that's one of the defining features of strawberries.
Really? I thought it was a heart shape and a little bit of green stuff at the top.
Well, I guess depends on how
like the
how
pointy
that's done,
leaves.
though.
The way of making it simpler would, I mean, if you want to make it simpler, it'd be more in show style, would be to get rid of all the dots of the seeds, have only one color of the greens, have like only maybe like 3 or 4 of the leaves instead of all those, maybe not the stem, and make the water not shiny, I guess.
At the very least, or maybe just have it be that.
So then,
or maybe even just have it that one at the bottom or something.
Yeah, so then you would only have, and only have the one at the bottom, I guess. So then you would only have 3 colors in the cutie mark, and it would fit in Medi's. Oh man, thing about cutie mark though.
It would make more sense for the general style of cutie marks.
Yeah.
These are just our suggestions. Take them at whatever value you want.
If you want to keep it exactly like that, I still like it like that.
Though I will say that with the cutie mark being the way it is, with a lot of detail, really sticks out like a sore thumb on this character.
Yeah.
Just because there is so much simplicity in the design of the character.
Yeah.
Do you want to get into any of the other aesthetics so I don't just jump forward and start
by the way, I freaking love it.
Those colors are great, by the way. I know it's supposed to be a strawberry pony, but it reminds me of very peachy colors.
Smooth, how do you feel about the eyes on this one?
They're green.
It's better. I like it more than the other one, but it still seems odd.
Yeah, it feels... It kind of does feel a little bit odd on this one. I'm not sure...
I feel as though it makes more sense on this one because there's also green in the cutie mark, but maybe make them closer together greens.
Yeah, maybe darken the eyes a little bit or something like that.
And maybe use the lighter of the 2 greens that are in the strawberry.
Have it just be the same color.
Yeah, just try to make them the same color, I guess. It's very helpful for keeping track of colors on OCs, because sometimes it's really difficult.
Yeah, I've seen a few.
Overall, I really like this character. There are a few things here or there. I'm sorry I did not say everything well, but I really like this character.
Wonderful. Well then, we are going to move on to the next person, which it rolled a 2, rolled a 1. So that means I get to go next with my Pegasus OC this week. I brought on Cotton Dove by X Strawberry Skittles X. Cotton Dove is a Pegasus pony. She is roughly around the age 20, generally, sort of, slightly older than the main six, I guess. Interpret that however you want. She is actually mute, so she can't talk. She was born to a farmer, or two cotton farmers, one of which was an actual farmer, and her mother was a cotton manufacturer pony thing that like made garments out of cotton and whatnot. She didn't really feel like she wanted to follow in the family's job or whatever. So she actually like branched out and tried finding other things, and her parents were actually very supportive of her in trying to find her special talent outside of cotton or whatever. So they weren't a bunch of assholes. I'm trying to remember most of it, and she gets by with the whole mute thing, not through like typical like ASL, American Sign Language kind of thing, but instead she writes things down, like with a chalkboard, or scribbles things off, or scribbles things off when like she's super angry or whatever.
I was gonna say sign language would be pretty hard if you didn't have like hands.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It'd just be like,
I mean, maybe Pegasi could do it because they have another
maybe.
appendage they can
oh,
actually...
dude, that'd be so cool. Like,
That's so.
Would
that would be
they
so
call
cool.
it ESL because Pegasus
Sign Language. Cotton Dove is a very happy-go-lucky pony who happens to really enjoy life, so she's not, quote-unquote, isn't all edgy, as the artist explains. That's kind of like the long and short of it, but the other facts about her is the fact that she owns a tea shop, and she serves tea to ponies and whatnot. Everybody knows that tea is better than coffee, and I kind of agree with that. I'm like, yeah, I would.
I hate both of them.
I cannot stand tea myself. I have learned to adapt to at least enjoy coffee somewhat.
I'm kind of on the on both.
Who likes bitter drinks?
I know, right?
Exactly.
Seriously, that's why you gotta have tea. Anyway, her key mark is a white teacup with a green leaf on the side, which I feel is super like easy and simplistic from like what you're able to kind of see behind one of her wings and whatnot, which I think is super cool. Like I said, her talent is making herbal teas. Her key mark story is that her mom would often take her into the meadow and whatnot, to the outskirts of town where they lived. And one day for her mom's birthday, she wanted to gather the roses that grew in the meadow. But she went to like pick the roses, and it was very sunny, and after gathering the flowers, she decided to take a nap under the shades of the nearby trees. After she picked some of these roses and took a nap under the tree, like, she woke up to find out that they've totally, like, dried out in the sun, and she was like, ah, crap, now I gotta go pick more. Well, as she was picking more, she, like, found out about, like, the fact that, or she remembered that teas were made from, like, dry leaves, and she's like, I wonder, let me go home and make a tea out of these. And then she found out that it was actually really good. She gave it to her mom, and she got her kitty mark that way. So it was like, yay! Tea
And
making.
then they all died.
And then they all died.
Because it was actually poisonous.
Oh no!
So yeah, that is kind of the summation of this character. I really like it. Let's talk about the aesthetic of this pony. So, I really like this pony's style. I know that the artist says that it's not really meant to be show style, but it still is able to get a good feeling behind this character.
I think it's cute, but I also feel like this is a very... Like the character sheet, the character itself is very cluttered.
I can get that too.
I can understand it.
Cotton everywhere, and then like random spots on her hair just bowed tied together.
I just feel like
She's got
there are too many leaves.
cotton in her ears.
How do you hear well?
And I can understand where you're coming from with this, Medi. There is definitely a lot going on with this character, but I think that lends to like the actual design and style of this particular artist.
The way you want to look at a show style character is, how many times do I want to draw this character?
How much do I want to vector on this character?
No, it's like
Oh my god.
for animation.
None of it.
Like, just think of it from animation perspective. How many times am I gonna have to draw this character?
How many different pieces am I going to have being able to move in many different ways, in many different directions, and have them all be able to link together correctly, and actually have that work out at all in the slightest, and actually well enough to where every single time she's actually on screen, people aren't all like, oh hey, that detached, oh hey, that detached.
Or it doesn't look like
Painful.
it's stiff and pasted on.
Painful.
It's that's how I kind of look at most, like, usually if you want to add an accessory, it's like one accessory, because that's still a pain in the ass.
I like the color choices in this. I know it's drawn on mostly brown paper from the sketchbook or whatever, but still being able to take that and like lift away a different style from it. I mean, the artist went with a more white mane and tail and whatnot, so that gives it a great fucking like cotton is white and it grows in the dirt.
Cotton white, mane white.
It pretty. Pony pretty. I like.
Pretty pony, pony pretty.
Like, and plus the shading is really, really good.
One thing for this specific the piece of art that I like how they did it, since like you were mentioning how the colors of the pony are very similar to the color that the actual paper is. I like the fact that they drew that green in a bunch of places so that they could have it actually like work properly. They gave it a background themselves.
Stand out from the paper itself, you mean?
On side note, though, that human version, absolutely adorable.
Oh my god, it's so fucking cute.
This whole piece is very cute. Like,
yeah, that's true.
I like oh my god, the fucking like muzzle, the face on the pony is just cute.
Super.
The face of both of them are cute.
Fucking
the muzzle just adds a little bit more.
cute.
Very cute.
This OC is really cute. I really enjoy it. I like the idea and concept of the fact that it's a mute pony without actually being drawn back with any of the stereotypical tropes that come with having a mute character and whatnot and blah, blah, blah. Has a very well-rounded backstory as well as a lovely art to back it up. So,
what are the tropes that come with a mute pony?
Those great tropes, like not being able to speak.
moving on to the final Good OC this week, we get to take a look at what Medi brought. Medi!
Yes, this is Spirit Hunter by Matchma Mutt. She is like a very Rainbow Dash-esque character where she comes off to others as a bit overbearing, can be extremely temperamental. She's got like a short attention span, so very Rainbow Dash-esque actually. Despite her loud personality, she will listen carefully when spoken to, and she's quick to forgive others.
So she's not entirely Rainbow Dash.
I guess, yeah. She is an Appaloosan Pegasus, so the spots on her body are summed up by that, even though we've reached the point in the show where there's enough of those that exist that it is no longer an issue to me, even though it makes me feel dead inside. Her talent is being quick to transport things, no matter the situation. And she got her cutie mark through a really weird scenario where she was set to deliver a package for her job, and one of her wings had an injury. So she had to land and deliver the package en hoof. She cried a little bit, but because she got lost. But she found some stars, and they guided her way, and the stars ended up being the lights of the town she was supposed to deliver to. And when she got there, apparently the guy was the pony she was delivering to was very baffled because he was told it would be a 3-day delivery. She delivered it in 1 day. Express delivery? Hell yeah, that's the type of delivery I'm working for. And on her way back, she realized she had a cutie mark. It also took her longer for her to get back than it did to get there.
Yep.
Because her special talent is delivering, not returning. Cutie mark is a star with two stars with wings, which I honestly think is very nice. I really like this OC. I feel like her story is very simple, quick, and like she has a job that I actually kind of enjoy existing in the universe of MLP, where it's like I just gotta deliver this thing, fucking lickety split, and I'm really good at it. I'm not very good at getting home, but I'm really good at delivering it.
I think it's cool.
I like it for the most part. No big like things that pop out to me as like this is a bad thing or anything like that. So it's pretty good. Only thing I'm trying to figure out, and this is a much more minor problem, just for the fact of my picking. And this is I'll say it's nitpicking to simplify it. Why is her name exactly Spirit Hunter? Is there it just seems very.
I'm assuming it has to do with the stars.
Maybe, but I don't know. It feels.
I do feel like her name is a little out there.
Yeah, it just doesn't really fit with what the character is. I'm not sure what a name would be.
Like
but
I don't know why Lickety Split's coming to mind. But
no, that totally I totally get you.
I feel like that's already a pony name though.
Oh, I bet you.
You could actually
Split?
probably like maybe do like a lodestar or something like that. You know, the guiding star that gets you places, the lodestar.
Let's talk about this character's aesthetic and how she's super fucking cute. Also, look at that fucking bandana and look at that face. It's the upper right. That is the fucking cutest goddamn face.
That's the circle in the middle really hurts my face.
Yeah, the circle's
I'm looking at it and it really, really bugs me. Like
I like it honestly. I don't get like the bottom part of her body, like the white hoof and the hoof that looks like it's a shoe but has a diamond on the top. I feel like it's specifically the little diamond on her hoof takes like so much away from her cutie mark.
Yeah, I would get rid of that.
But like I would keep the spot on her face and maybe keep the butt stain looking stuff.
Butt splatter.
Yeah. All I know is that just specifically from that front view, that's the fucking ring really bugs me. She looks like a target.
No, a target's a red one.
The main thing that bugs me about it is the fact that she has brown and green in her eyes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The eyes.
That does bug me.
Like I like the attempt to go brown green everything. Like I applaud your attempt. Your hair is brown and green. Your eyes are brown and green. Your character is wearing a green bandana on a brown coat.
But there's so many different ones. They're what? Let's see. Counting the eyes, and the 1, 2, 3, 4 different browns, and 2 or 3 different greens.
3, I think.
It looks like only 2. The actual reference thing only has 2.
Yeah, because
the
eyes and
3 different, 4 different browns, different. And I'm like,
I would just get rid of the brown in the eyes. I think if you did that, it makes it a little bit better. The eyes, like I like that the eye style is different, but it's really weird for me to adapt to it. It just looks so strange.
I like it.
It's
it just
cool.
really hurts my conformity. This character really hurts my conformity. I like it. It hurts me.
And when I originally saw the cutie mark, I assumed it was letters with wings.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that.
Okay. At first, I was like, letters? What are you
I was really okay with that because I was like, oh yeah, she's a special delivery pony, so she got to deliver that letters and shit. And I was like, I like that. But I'm not a big fan of the stars and wings. I mean, I know they play into the actual character's backstory, but not everything the pony experienced during the cutie mark getting plays into the cutie mark.
I would honestly make those letters. I like that idea.
Well, the letter might be a little too obvious.
Why?
I kind of like
Why
it
is
how it
that-
is now, actually.
Yeah.
Like, if anything, I would get rid of the second white dot and leave it like that, because I like that.
Yeah, I can feel only having one of the stars there, but I would keep it a star.
Keep it bigger.
I like her hair.
Yes.
Her hair is lovely.
I like it.
Yeah, I like how it's designed because it's very simple, and the green plays into it very well. Even though, like, Smooth has brought this up before with characters who have the highlights at the end of their hair. It's like, did you just start with the green hair and then everything else came out brown?
Actually, Commander usually says that. What I would say about this is I'm like, look, mint chip. Look, mint chip.
I can kind of, like, specifically with the mane and tail, those are very kind of mint chip-esque colors, except for in the opposite.
I like it. I would get rid of the white sock looking hoof. I would get rid of the diamonds and the other part of the hoof. But I would keep her as she is. I like the white circle in the middle of her eyes. I honestly really like that because I think it's adorable.
I find it hurts me because it's not centered. I just want it to be centered. I just
I
want
like
it to be
it.
centered. I just want the character to...
And I know you're going for a green-brown type of thing, but I would definitely switch over to one or the other in the eyes.
I think the green.
I think she's adorable, and I like her.